Alright guys, hey, I'm back. A little something different tonight. Like I said in the last couple of videos that I've been posting, if anybody's watching them. I did a closet a couple weeks ago. I did a picture frame of a puzzle. So tonight we're going to do a little something different as well. Let me walk out here and show you what we got going on. Actually, I already got started on it and I forgot. You know what? I do stuff different. It's not always about the cars. So let me take you outside here and show you what we got going on here. I've got an old lawnmower. I've got a couple old lawnmowers, but this old lawnmower. So the old Cub Cadet right here, I've had it since, I think I bought it brand new in 1992, I think it's 92. 1330, it's got 12.5 horse Kohler on it. As you can tell, the deck's rotted off of it, but there's a 38-inch cut deck on it. Not really done much to this thing other than, well, this thing's mowed a lot of yard in the last, well, I'm not going to do the math, but it's been a long time. So pretty much what we do now is, well, as you can see the yard card on the back of it. So what we do is we use it around the yard. My wife runs wheels off this thing, literally. As you can tell, I don't have no front tires on this thing. So they've been going flat and they're dry rotted and the tubes are starting to leak real bad on them. So tired of airing the tires up all the time. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to knock these down and give me a new set of wheels and not wheels, I guess, but I guess they do have an option if you want to order wheels for it. But I'm just going to clean my wheels up on the bead where they seal and pop on there with the tubes. Not exactly sure if that's what I mean, but anyway, they got tubes inside of them because I already tore them apart and I've already looked them up. So I'm going to get me a new set of tires ordered because these are pretty dry rotted, and new tubes for the front of this thing. So we'll see if we can't get those in the next couple days and see if I can't get this thing put back together and see if we can get her back out on the yard. Almost said out on the track. Not the track, but yeah, these are, let me see, what size are they? I just looked at these. Alright, so they're 15 by 6 by 6. And they're a 2-ply tire, and these are actually the original Cub Cadet tires for this thing. And well, they're pretty dry rotted, and it's like every time we stop moving it, they go flat. And I know they got a tube in them as well, so we are going to and the tube does leak. I found a couple spots on it, so I'm gonna buy, and I don't know if I could just buy a tube and put back in here and use this old tire, but I think these things have seen better days. Of course, they're pretty bad shape, so I thought, well, if I'm going to go to the trouble to get these all apart, I'm just going to go ahead and replace them, I guess. So basically, you pull the stem out of here is the way I've done it. I pulled the stem out of there, and then I let the air all out of it, and then I'm going to come back and break these down, get a couple pry bars in here, get them started, and work around the outside of it. I've only done a couple of these, but that's a little, I don't know, it's not really hard. It's just a little awkward because, like I said, this is only a second set I've done. The old Cub Cadet here, I've done the tires on it a couple years ago. So, and yeah, they've got the sticker still on them because I need to get a carburetor kit ordered for it. It leaks, needs seals and stuff like that. So right now this is, but I did those, clean the wheels and stuff up on them, put new tires and tubes in them, so they seem to work all right. But I haven't run that for quite a while, so I need to get it back up and going so we can use it and run that. But anyway, back to these. So this, I've already done one of them, and it's fairly rusty, but basically what I did, I'm not worried about the inside. I'm going to put baby powder on the inside of these so that tube will slide right in there. And then on the bead right here on the outside edges of it, I just took a wire wheel, cleaned those up a little bit, knocked out a lot of the rust that's out here in the middle, and then just clean it up a little bit so it'll slide together a little bit more. And then when I put it back together, I'll slather it up with some soapy water, and it should pop right back on there. I'm not worried about cleaning it all up. I will probably grease them up when I put it back together and clean up the grease zerks on them because, well, that's original grease, so I don't want to go too much crazy on it. So, but anyway, I'm going to knock this, well, looky there. All right. So it's already knocked off the bead. So I'm just gonna grab my pry bars and then I'm gonna start prying this off here, and then get that tube out of there, and I'll pry the other side off of it, and then we'll go from there on this. This might not be too bad to pop off, but anyway, that's what I'm working on tonight. So I will show you. Well, I won't show you. I'm gonna get this knocked off here, and I'll get that cleaned up, and then we'll go order some tubes and tires, and we'll show you what we got when we get it back together. So hopefully won't be too long. So guys, that's pretty much how you do it. Like I said, I've not done too many of these before. Done the 4 on the old Cub. This set right here, that's the second one I've done before. So it's just a matter of working it around, getting you a pry bar. I used, I guess, 3 pry bars, 1 on each side. One was a pretty decent sized one, and then probably would have been easier if I actually used a bigger pry bar. But I just went in and pulled it down, pried it down, lift up on the other side of the tire, and then just kind of work my way around the outside of that bead on that tire. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. And it may have been better if I put a little bit of soap and water on it. It might have been a little bit easier, but these tires weren't too bad. The new ones may be a little bit different because they're a little bit stiffer, I'm sure. The ones on the old Cub here that I've got, they were a little stiffer, but they're also a tall, skinnier tire. They weren't as wide and as flat as these. Not sure what size they were. Not sure the size on them, but anyway, you guys get the idea. The wider ones go on, or I'm assuming will go on just as easy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the bead cleaned up on there, clean the rust off that wheel, and then be ready for a new set of tires for it. So I'll try and get those ordered sometime soon, and get those put on there. And once I get it on there, not that it's that big of a deal, but kind of show you what else we got going on. I'll put it on the lawnmower, and we'll go from there. The next big thing is probably going to be probably the back tires on it. I had one of those starting to go a little bit low on it a couple weeks ago, so it's probably a matter of time before we have to change out the back sets too. So I'm gonna have tires on this old lawnmower that's worth more than the lawnmower. So, well, you guys know me. If you've watched any of these videos, you know that's how I roll. So I like the old and crusty, rusty stuff. So like I said, this thing's been around since 1992. And we've been mowing a lot of yards to it. Now, just an FYI, what I would not suggest to anybody is, and of course, when I was years ago, probably, well, 92, whatever the math is. But anyway, when I got done with that lawnmower actually cost more than my truck that I had at the time that I was driving. Of course, it was a 71 Chevy C10, and I done a lot of work to it. And it was like a daily driver, plus is also a daily work on project to keep me going back and forth to work. But bought this lawnmower, and the lawnmower cost more than my truck did. So that lawnmower got washed and waxed every time I got done with it and cleaned up like a brand new one. Well, that's all great and all, but what happened is that if you don't get the water off of the bearings around the pulleys on the lawnmower deck, it seems to rot the deck out. So what happened is it rotted the deck out around the bearings on it, and trashed it. So we haven't mowed with this thing for, I don't know, it's probably been 10 years since we actually mowed with it. So, but it starts up, knock on wood, it starts up almost every time. We put a battery tender on it in the winter and fire it up every spring. So like I said, my wife uses this all the time during the summer, picking up leaves and twigs and brush and whatever else she's working on around the yard. So, but yeah, it's been a good old lawnmower. So we just keep chugging away with it. So I got another old one. I'll do another video on it someday. But like I said, it needs a carburetor and some parts for it. So, but it's in pretty good shape, and it does run. It's got well, I'll go into more details later on about that one. But it's a pretty good old lawnmower as well. So I'd like to, like I said earlier, I'd like to get that one more out in the yard and enjoy it a little bit better than I do. But as of right now, you guys seen this garage. I don't think I'd be able to get it out of the garage if I had to. So Probably not. So anyway, I'll keep you guys updated when I get these new tires and tubes back on here, and I'll show you the reassembling process of it, and then we'll get a quick video on the old lawnmower. So all right, that's gonna do it for now. Like I say in every video, if you guys are entertained and like it, subscribe and comment if you got any comments about it. I'm sure somebody's got some comments about something I've been doing right or wrong. So anyway, you guys have a good night, and try and get out in the garage and do something. Whether it be a tractor, lawnmower, picture frame, get in the house and do some honey-do lists on the closets or kitchens or whatever. I got some of those coming up. So I got another video I'm going to do. I don't know. I'm collecting stuff right now, so I got something else coming up. So I'll show you guys when I get that, when I get all the stuff collected for that next project, for another big project I had last summer. So, all right, guys, I will get back with you guys later. Hey guys, I'm back. I got parts in the mail today, so I'm going to see if I can't throw these tires on there. I'm going to finish up the video I started a couple weeks ago. So, I don't think it was that long. Anyway, I've got tires for the lawnmower. I got earlier in this video. So what I'm going to do is, I've not done this before, but I've watched a couple of videos. So I'm going to just do my version of putting these tires together. I'll run the air compressor up these tubes, get them lined out and get them straightened up so I can get them in these tires. And I'll put these tires and tubes back together on the lawnmower and get them back together. See if I can't get that done tonight. Hopefully I can, and we'll go from there. But I'm going to set this camera up so you guys can kind of get an idea on how I do it. I don't know if it's the way it's supposed to be done or not, but like I said, I've watched 2 or 3 videos on it. Like I said, I've never done it before, so we'll try this. Hopefully I get the tires back on there pretty easy and not have to worry about punching a hole in the tube, and hopefully don't have any problems like that. So we'll go from there, and we'll get this set up and rolling. All right, guys, that was entertaining. Anyway, put some slickum on the outside of it. A lot of guys use soap and water. I didn't have a squirt bottle with soap and water in it. Actually, I looked for a squirt bottle. I didn't even have a squirt bottle. So, don't laugh. It worked. You watched it. I just used some goodie bag material that I had from years ago. Some some car polish. So it worked. It's fine. They're together. I don't know if anybody else does it or not. Anytime like an old bicycle or like a tube like this, I always put baby powder on them. Put baby powder on them, put them inside the tire, and they're like, well, the rubber's sticky. So when you put baby powder on it, it makes it slide a little bit easier on there. So what I just did was baby powder both inner tubes up real good, and then I just slid them inside the tire before I slipped them onto the wheel. So hopefully in the morning, I'm going to put these on tonight, and then hopefully in the morning they still have air in them, because hopefully I didn't puncture the inner tube with the pry bars getting the tire on there. So I've had that happen before, years ago on a bicycle. Got carried away with the screwdriver and poked a hole right through the side of it. So anyway, that's what I did. You guys kind of got a quick overview of what happened there, but I mean, it's just a matter of wrestling around on the ground with a small tire and a stiff wall tire. I'm sure everybody's got different ways to do it, but that's the way I did it. You guys just watched it, no big deal. I'm going to go ahead and put it on lawnmower. We'll get this lawnmower back up and going. We used the other lawnmower this weekend in the yard, so kind of missed this old lawnmower. So now we got 2 tires on it, so we'll be ready to get her back on the road. So we won't have to worry about having to air up the tires every time we have to use it. So anyway, this set came off of, I think we ordered the tires from Amazon, and it come with 3 tubes. So I guess for a guy like me that could puncture the tube while installing it, maybe that's why I got 3 tubes with this. I don't know if it came with 3 tubes when we ordered it, or they just screwed up and put an extra one in it, or maybe that's the way it came. I guess I didn't look at it too close, but anyway, came with 2 tires, 3 tubes. Let me see here what the size of it is. Let me see. Looks like a 15 by 6 by 6. So these will be going on the front of the tires. Like I said earlier in this video, guys, these other are the original 1992 Cub Cadet tires. They're actually, trying to look here on the side of it. They say they're tubeless, but the ones I just installed, guys, they said tubeless on the tires as well, but they had tubes in them. Oh, not for sure why they run tubes in them and call them tubeless tires. Anyway, these other ones that were on here from 92 were made in the USA. So I'm pretty sure that pair I just put on there probably did not say made in the USA. And I'm not for sure if they don't say, let me see if I can find it. Okay, so these are also manufactured by Goodyear as well. But they are, like I said, they're from 92. You guys can do the math on that. So it's a long time ago. Anyway, that's where we're at. I'm going to put these on here, back on the front of this lawnmower, see if we can get the lawnmower back on the ground, and we'll move on to the next project. So if you guys have any questions about these tires or anything, like I said, this is the first time I've done them for quite a while. So I guess if you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. I'll try and get this posted up hopefully today or maybe tonight, I guess. So alright guys, if you liked it, comment, subscribe. If you guys like this content, like I said when introduction, I say this every video, but every video seems to be a little bit different product or information. Lawnmower tires, closets. I did a closet a couple weeks ago. I did a closet this last weekend. I think I posted up a video on it real quick video. But different stuff like that I get into around the house that I work on. So like I said, it's not just about the cars, it's about whatever you got. You don't have money to pay for somebody to come out and do it, so you gotta do it yourself. So figure it out, or you just don't get it done. So alright guys, comment, like it, subscribe it, comment if you got anything to say about it, good or bad. I'll try and answer or reply back. So I'm gonna get these on there, and we'll be back on the road. If it ever stops raining, maybe back in the yard with doing some more yard work with this old lawnmower, or I guess it's a tractor. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Alright guys, I said I was going to end this video, but you know what? I thought I'd just go ahead and show you the tires on the lawnmower. So let me flip this around real quick. Now, we use this. It's old, and it is also dirty. So it does need a bath, and probably needs restored. It's on the list, but it's at the bottom of the list right now. So I would love to get the new paint on this thing before it completely rots apart, but we use it quite a bit around the house here in the yard. So anyway, we use it. So that's it. Yep, no big deal, but hopefully that thing holds some air. We'll have some air in the morning still in those tires, I hope. So we'll see what we. But anyway, that's what we got, guys. Like I said, if you liked it, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Like I've already said earlier in the video, because I thought I was going to end it. So that's where we're at. So if you guys got any questions, let me know. I'll see you in the next one.